What's up, you guys? In today's episode, I get to talk about these ridiculous things. Stay tuned. What is up, you guys? It's your boy Luis Torres, and you always watch these YouTube channels and you're just like, oh, look, they have all this soundproofing all over the place. And of course, I have also fallen for it. So much so that I ended up buying 50 of these panels. 50. What a waste of money, waste of time, waste of money. So listen, if you see a YouTube channel and they have these in the background, they're all for show. They're all for show. And I don't mean for show. I'm talking about they're just for show, because I actually had them literally all over. Oh, there are actually still some up in the rafters. Like I probably have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's so many that I have to figure out how to yank them down. Complete waste of time. So, when I tell you that I bought a bunch of them, I'm not kidding. I have and actually installed a bunch of them. And it's just, listen, here's the one thing. So one of my buddies in Montreal, what he did made infinitely more sense. And that is he created, and I think you can actually buy them, the infinitely larger panels. So here's the problem with these is you have to adhere these to the wall, to your ceiling, whatever the case is. And these things are paper thin. They may look like they're thick. They're not. So just to give you an idea, I ended up getting 50 of them, and all 50 came in a vacuum pouch that was probably 3.5 inches thick. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm just like, there can't possibly be 50 in here. And of course you have to open it and let it air, and a few hours later, these little pancake little things grow into these huge panels. But they're very, very cheap. I think I bought all 50 for maybe $15. And of course, you get what you pay for, right? So one of my buddies ended up making these larger panels. Maybe they were 24 by 36 each, and again he made them himself. So what that does is it dampens the noise, but there's a space between where the sound hits the top canvas, and then it just gets muffled because there's a gap between the front canvas and the wall, which makes sense because the problem with these foamy little things is that they're basically attached to the wall. So there's only so much dampening that it's going to do. But in reality, these do absolutely nothing. And it wasn't until I bought them and then started putting them all over that I realized that they're just for show. As far as most YouTubers have on their walls, right? So these things really don't do anything. I mean, if you're recording in your house, it's really not going to do much because what you really want to do is muffle, if anything, your mic going to your cabinet. That makes more sense. But having these things all over the place, what a waste of time. So if you really want to go ahead and cut down on the noise that's being spread around your house. And Lord only knows, there's probably enough volume in here to crank out over at Madison Square Garden. But this isn't Madison Square Garden. It's Louis Square Garden, and it's much smaller than MSG. So what you want to do is, if you can find, anywhere from 24 by 36 inch panels, make sure they're, at least 3 inches, right? Because at the very least, even if you wanted to add some foam, whether it's this or anything else, in between the panels, then you're actually doing infinitely more. The next thing you can possibly do is rip down walls and then put, denser, maybe 2 layers of insulation on the ceiling and the walls. That way, again, it just doesn't start racing around the rest of your house, driving everyone mad. And that's the problem that we always run into is, how do you play without waking up your household or your neighbors across the street? Because of course it's going to be the neighbor across the street that's going to call the police. So, aside from getting something like a 2 notes captor, which is going to allow you to cut back your decibels by 20, there are other attenuators that will, they'll even take it down to, negative 30 dB. So you can actually crank it and still get great bedroom levels and still have a Bogner Uberschall, have a Mesa JCM 800, a Mesa rectifier, you know what I mean? So PV 5150, 6505, and not wake up the planet. Another thing you can do is, I have my Kemper, and the Kemper is great because I can just listen to my headphones, and of course I have these huge giant Headrush FR speaker cabinets. Those are great if you have the whole digital, if you're in the digital world with Kempers, with Headrush pedal board, you can actually just lower it and play at bedroom levels, but you now have to spend, all this money on a Kemper, on a Headrush pedal board, and a powered monitor like this one, which is 2,000 watts. Alternatively, you can just use the monitors that you probably already have, and then get like those little mini Moore preamp pedals, and then pair that up with the Moore Radar, which is a cab simulator, or even something like the cab, the 2 notes cab M, which same thing is a cab simulator. So, you have these different alternatives if you're trying to play low to some degree, but again, I cannot stress that these do nothing. Nothing. You know how annoyed I was when I was just like, I was so glad. I was happy. I was like, this is going to be great. I'm not going to have any noise leaving this entire area. And nothing. It's still just as loud. I might as well not have anything all over the place. And when I tell you that there are some YouTubers that have, I'll look at their channels and you'll see, I don't know, maybe like 10. I legit have like 35. Nothing. I'm better off just taking a pillow and putting it in front of my cabinet. That would probably do a better job than me plastering all these little foam squares that are 12 by 12. Literally everywhere. It's crazy. Does nothing. So guys, hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Hopefully you'll learn a few handful of things here and there. And as usual, guys, thank you so much for watching. We hit 4,400 subscribers. Thanks to you guys. You guys are the best. And hopefully I will get more gear and drive myself crazy. All right, guys, thank you for watching. And as usual, I'll talk to you soon.